I'm amazed. I did not expect Hitler to get so many meeting requests. First from Joe Biden, now from Mika and Joe. It's amazing that literal Hitler is getting all these meeting requests. And what it tells me, Professor, is that all the rhetoric that came from the left, from the Democrats, from the White House, from Kamala Harris and everyone else before the election, all of the rhetoric, the fascism, the Hitler, the Nazi rally, it was all a bunch of BS. They didn't mean any of it. And if I were in the Democrat sort of rabble's shoes, I would be looking at all my leaders and going, did you just BS me for an entire 6 weeks before the election?
I just reread.
That's Republican Scott Jennings stunning a liberal panel on CNN by saying what we all knew to be true about Democrats' hysterical narrative over Donald Trump. Welcome to Nerk News, I'm Nerkish, and once again, Scott Jennings is administering red pills to political hacks and establishment media who are suffering from stage 4 Trump derangement syndrome. Here he is calmly dismantling veteran and liberal shill Paul Rieckhoff, who can't seem to handle anyone questioning or pushing back on his authority.
Some of this, and think about this.
The challenge of sorting through them is mammoth. We had a hard time doing it in Iraq. Okay, our troops have had a hard time doing it in Afghanistan. Trying to ask them to sort through who's who and implement a policy like this, here in the United States is like nothing we've ever seen.
Actually,
I mean, hold on, maybe the only precedent we have is internment camps during World War II against Japanese Americans, but there's not a military precedent for sorting through who on the Upper East Side is an illegal and who's not. And you're asking a 19-year-old, right, holding a weapon, who signed up to serve his or her country, to thrust themselves into maybe the most fraught political topic that we've got in this country. People want a solution, but they don't necessarily want that one.
You've twice now insinuated that Trump's going to send the military to round up American citizens, which is totally false. There are 1.3 to 1.6 million illegal immigrants in this country today who have already received deportation orders from a court. You can start there. There's another population, as Mark said, that have either committed violent crimes in the United States or committed violent crimes where they came from. You can also do that. That has nothing to do with the people in your neighborhood, has nothing to do with the person in your office, and has nothing to do with whatever the hell you're talking about. It has to do with getting people out of the country who do not belong.
How are you going to deploy the military? Give me how exactly you would deploy an active duty military unit to respond to this.
You know, it's great that Rieckhoff served his country and is passionate about issues he cares about, but the fact that he tries to use his experience to silence people with opposing viewpoints just serves to highlight the stark differences between the right and left. I mean, he's clearly trying to somehow equate his service with the logistics of Trump's mass deportations. And when Jennings doesn't buy it, he starts interrupting and talking over him like a hysterical woman.
I would use the military in conjunction with local officials,
what does that
local
look like?
Law enforcement, county sheriffs, people who know their communities, because I assume a lot of the local sheriffs and jailers are going to be the people who end up housing some of these folks before they are deported. But there has to be some...
What's the task and purpose? What's the mission for that young private? What is he actually going to be tasked to do? Guard a gate? Or is he going to be investigating?
I don't know. I wasn't elected
But you're sitting here on CNN saying we should do it. I think you should think out a little bit more about what they actually should be required to do.
Do not belong.
It sounds real good.
One at a time. Scott, quickly.
There are millions of people who came into the country illegally, who have already received deportation orders, or who have committed some other crime while they've been here. The fact that you want to leave them in place is mind-boggling.
That is not what I said. That is not what I said.
Let me ask the same question I asked Chuck.
Yeah.
What was the mandate from the election? As much as any issue, immigration was on the ballot. So what do you think the voters were saying on immigration?
I think the voters were saying do something about it. I think broadly across partisan lines, there is almost universal need for people to do something about it. What you do about it is a totally different story. Can I finish? Or are you guys going to jump in every single time? I know this is like the normal thing around.
You know, at the end of the day, this is just another rant from the left with absolutely zero solutions presented. Rieckhoff can't even narrow down what role the military would be playing in this. The whole argument is essentially that deporting illegals will be hard because they're undocumented. But so what? Just because mass deportations haven't been done before doesn't mean that they can't be. The ugly truth is we're at critical mass here. This was a key issue in the election and one of Trump's strong points. Meanwhile, the only things we're hearing from liberals seems to be that it's really difficult to fix, and if you want to fix it, you deserve to be punished by the unexpected consequences of not exploiting vulnerable people for cheap labor. I mean, call me crazy, but that doesn't sound like a winning solution. But let me know what you think. How successful will Trump be in his first year at tackling this issue? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. That stuff really does help us out. Until then, this has been Nerk News. Thanks for watching. Bye!